2, 1.
Lost your crowd.
Good evening. Today is July 8th, 2019, and it's about 22 minutes to 8 p.m. Hopefully the noise in the hallway won't be too much for you folks tuning in to watch this. This is the Streets and Sidewalks Committee. To my right is Councilman Bill Lutz, and to my left is Councilman Brock Heath, and I'm Bob Phillips, the chair. We're here this evening to talk about an item with the Riverside Drive Improvement Project Phase 4. And Mr. Titterington, are you going to be directing this? We have the police.
Yes,
the police are taking care of the noisy folks out.
I was just looking for other staff, but they left.
They're all asleep.
Early morning tomorrow.
So what we were asking...
Food is more important to them than spending $600,000.
Sure. So this is the Ohio Public Works Commission annual grant process. We are asking that you recommend to council that we submit an application for Riverside Drive Phase 4. So Phase 2 is under construction starting August 1st. That is a section that goes from approximately the cemetery northish to approximately Orchard Drive. Riverside Drive Phase 3 has already been approved as an application for OPWC money that is in design this year and to be constructed next year. This is the phase that would be Phase 4, and that would be the section that would go north of the Duke Park entrance for a section. The pre-design estimate, the rough estimate that we use for the grant application is just under $1.4 million. And OPWC grant authorization, pre-authorization, I guess, is for the amount of $600,000, and that is the amount that we want to apply to our regional committee group that evaluates these applications. We are asking for emergency legislation due to the OPWC deadline, which is July 22nd. In the past, we've tried to be earlier, but when we've been earlier, what we have found is that our estimates are off a little bit more, and so we tried to be as late as we could to get the best estimates. There's no promise that our estimates are spot on, but we hope that they're more accurate given the fact that these are at least 2 years in advance of actual bidding.
Interested to know why the section here is so short and why it's not encompassing the full length out to the city limits there on Troy Sidney or past north of Duke Park itself to take care of potential entrance and egress to the park.
If I look at the map, it is primarily because there's a section that's outside of the city. This is one of those sections where it goes in and out and in and out, that as you go farther north, you're getting into township property. And so this was the limit, partially for that reason, and partially that the farther we extend, the much higher the cost of the overall project. And since $600,000 is pretty much the maximum that we can expect to receive for OPWC money, our internal costs, the costs not only the general fund or the capital fund, but also sewer, water, and stormwater funds go up exponentially as well.
Okay. Are we also in the design of this thing, curbs, gutters, sidewalks, or at least curbs, gutters on both sides, and sidewalk on the city limit side?
It's too early to give you a definitive answer on that, but if the previous phases include that work, then we would, unless there's some engineering issue, we would extend those as well.
Okay, got it. Any other questions from committee members?
Yeah. So is it? Will this be the last phase, or could there be a Phase 5 going even further north?
You know, we're not out of Troy Sidney Road, so there certainly could be multiple phases beyond that. This is the last phase that we have planned for now anyway, because then we shift our attention to Stanfield and other projects.
Okay. The second question I had is the old county homes out there. Would we require annexation if water and sewer is bumped north past where they're at?
We would evaluate that as we get closer. That property, I believe it's in flux right now, if I'm not
I think the
mistaken.
CAC owns it, or the housing authority.
Okay, and I know some land over there has been talked about being sold off, perhaps.
Okay.
Don't want to spread any rumors, but certainly at that point, we would be talking to any developer or redevelopment project that would go on.
Okay.
We would be consistent, though, I would expect, at least in our recommendation to you, that annexation would be a part and parcel of utility attachments.
Okay.
We don't have a sewer hookup to that building already?
I'm not sure, I can't tell you that.
Okay.
I'd have to look at the map.
I don't know why, but I was assuming it was. Any other questions?
No, thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any other questions from any other council persons or Madam President? Anyone else in the audience? Hearing none, what is your pleasure to deal with this item?
Move forward with emergency.
Okay.
I concur.
It is unanimous with the committee to go forward to council to vote on this. And any other items come before the Streets and Sidewalks Committee?
No, sir.
Then we are adjourned. Thank you all for attending.